myself back. Ah, no. I put myself back in my house. Hello everyone, welcome again to Madmommy solo play. This is episode 3. I've decided to start a new seed. It's been a long time since I've played, but I found this really awesome seed and I wanted to show everybody. But first of all, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I do when I first start playing Minecraft. And first thing I like to do is to find a really good village. And this seed has lots of great villages. Once I find a really good village, and a lot of you are going to say, oh no, she cheats. Let's see here, game mode 1. I like to start out with a beautiful village. So what I do is I find a really nice one. I put a fence all the way around. And then I light it up really well so nothing will spawn. And if I don't have enough villagers, I add lots of doors. As you can see down here, I put on an addition to the blacksmith. And that gets me things like iron golems, and it gets me little villagers. So what I do is I put it into game mode 1, and I put in a lot of gates and fences, and I go and I fix the roads. I feel like I've got my own little department of transportation. And that's one of the first things I do. So I'm going to show you, first of all, the seed for this. Pull this up here, and I will have it in the show notes as well. And I'm thinking this is the right thing. It's been that long. Oh, that's not where I do it. Well, you can see, though, this is the coordinates for this great village. It's a Savannah / grassland village at x 223.9 and z of -194.96. I'll have that in the notes. Let's see here if I can get this right. There you go. There's the seed. That's a really long one. So again, I'll put that in the show notes. But basically, I just wanted you to be able to see some of these really cool things that I found on this world. What I found here was basically iron boots in here. And so, to me, that's not a whole lot. As you can see, I've created more doors. And these guys, for some reason in this village, are really fond of going in and out of doors. And so, let's just get out of here because they don't seem to understand that you can walk around. And they were stuck in a building over here. Let me show you. This building right here, all the villagers were basically going in and out of. And so what I did is I expanded some of these other ones. And instead of going to these nice big ones, they all like to congregate in the library or my little expansion here. So, and they're moving really, really fast. So let's move away from those guys because they're really loud. What else I found in this area were some horses. And there's also a desert temple I went to that gave me, obviously, this gold armor and the diamond armor, and found some saddles. So I went ahead and outfitted my horses here. And let's bring it back up to daytime here. I really wish I'd found some name tags. I love naming my horses, especially when I get quite a few, and when they've got this armor on too. I like to be able to differentiate them if I have more than one with the same kind of armor. Yeah, you like my partial tree here? I'm not sure what I think about the texture on the new Savannah trees. This color is kind of weird. The outside kind of makes sense, but this interesting color on the inside, I don't know if that's like accurate for these, I believe they're acacia trees. Somebody's going to correct me on that one. That's just fine. But I think the Savannah is a really, really nice addition. So let's here. See, we've got horses over here. So it's really nice when I find a great village like this one. And then, of course, a ton of horses right here. Now, this isn't Spawn. Spawn actually has a village of its own, which is why I decided to stick with this seed. And I believe I can put myself back. Ah, no. I put myself back in my house. I thought that took me back to spawn. I'm going to get a lot of comments about how, like, out of it I am with this game. Let's go get our stuff. I forgot I slept in the bed, so leave me some comments if you can help me remember how to do some of this stuff, like how to get myself back to the original spawn. But that's okay because I've got all the coordinates written down, and I'm really looking forward to REI's mini-map update for 1.7.2, which is what I'm running right now, because I really like being able to put in waypoints. And I don't use the map portion that much, but I do like the waypoint edition. Oh, look at that fish. Oh, my armor, and I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, sunflowers. Yeah, there's sunflowers as well. I did go fishing and found this great fishing rod that had an enchantment on it for lure. So let's move some of this stuff out of the way because I like having my hand empty while we're walking around. Okay, so yeah, that looked like it hurt. I was standing on the ground. Probably, if it's anything like me, I just tripped. That's probably what it was. Okay, so let's get up here and go find some of this really cool stuff. I found with 1.7.2, and I don't know if it's my settings, but I've noticed I get a lot more of the, I wouldn't call them chunk errors anymore. They're not the 50 by 50, but more of the loading issues where, like this, where you can see underground quite well. I seem to get more of that with 1.7.2, and like I said, I don't know if it's because I've set things on a much higher level. I don't mind because it's kind of neat to be able to, sometimes you can see things like abandoned mine shafts and things, but I really hadn't found any underneath this area. A lot of lava though. It's just kind of weird to see horses floating above cave systems. I haven't explored any of the caves in this area. Like I said, the first thing I like to do is rebuild roads and things like that. And you know what? Let's change the music. We'll put it down a little bit more. I really wish that the sounds didn't cut off like they do now when you switch to the menu, because it makes it harder to know if the volume is a good volume or not. Okay, so we know this is mine because it's got the fences. So let's go on to, let's see here, what are we close to? And bear with me because I don't do well flying around finding points. So I'm at 247 and negative 173. What's the closest one? Let's see here. I've got a bunch of notes here. Got a lot of things in the negatives. Alright, this one would be the 208, negative 197. So, just kind of what I put down. How about we go to 110, negative 728. Okay, here we are with another desert temple. Like I said again, I will have all of these coordinates in the notes. This one's kind of fun. It's partially buried. But again, there's some decent stuff in here. There's some diamonds and things like that. So just in flying around, I found, you know, 2 of these and then a couple of different villages. So we will move on to the next village. Alright, here's the next one. This is a very small desert village, no crops, and you can tell I've just set the time to day. I was flying all night long, and the zombies are just going nuts. They're trying to run after this villager, and he's running like crazy. Let's help him out. Are you going to attack him with a shovel? Really? Come on. Leave him be. Oh, duh. I've got a sword. There. Oh, no, 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 don't. Oh, no. Well, we didn't save that one in time. So this is just a little tiny one with a little church to it. And, you alright in there? Yeah, I know. I know. I'd panic too. So it's a little tiny, tiny village. No crops. You can use it as a waypoint. Just a very interesting. Oh, there's a skeleton stuck in there. Just an interesting little village in the desert. So we will move on to the next one. Okay, here's the next one to show you. This is just a little Savannah village. It's got a couple of houses, a little bit of crops, nice hills right here, a lot of cows and sheep. It's right next to the desert. This isn't very far, if you can see from the coordinates. This didn't take very long at all to get to this one. So this is just a nice little village here in the Savannah. And I really like the new addition of Savannah villages. So I consider this just kind of a medium village compared to the last one. The last one I would call a small village. So we will go on to, I think, the best part of this seed. And it, as I was flying around, I couldn't believe it. So I will move on to the next one. Alright, I said I was going to save the best for last. Folks, there are some biomes that are considered very rare. This, if you look, is a Savannah M. And when I came past here, I thought this was fantastic. Look up here. Look at these mountains up in the trees. This is just the mountains up in the trees. Mountains up in the clouds. If we come over here, we've got some humongous hills. And that's, the whole M thing. These are very hard to find. And as you can see, this is just some beautiful, beautiful landscape right here. Got some really cool mountains up here. Really cool islands. I cannot talk today to save my life. So let's come around here and you can see that this is actually some islands up here. Some islands in the sky. And this one's a really, really tall mountain here. But this one here, let's go down here. This one here, well, this one, not that one, is actually an island in the sky with this great waterfall coming down. I'm going to take this off here so you can see it a little better. I don't know how to fly. I just love that you get these savanna trees up here. And if I can remember what they were called. This one's got a regular tree up here, but isn't this the coolest thing? I love these awesome new types of biomes here. This one, look at this. It doesn't get much better than this. You're up above the clouds. You've got this great view, which is it's like looking through fog. You've got this cloud. So if you really like the extreme biomes, then this seed has it for you. This is, and it's not just your typical. This is the Savannah one. So this is just a really cool addition. There is one more village. It's a very small village, but you get a lot of horses when you spawn. And since I cannot figure out how to get there, I do not want to go flying all the way back there, but I will have the coordinates in the notes. Now I wanted to show you a little more just playing, but since this was such a neat seed, I thought I'd just do a seed review instead. What's coming up next is I'm planning on getting Yam, my son, to do some of his worlds, and he just does some crazy stuff with his worlds. He is become a master builder, and some of you, who used to play maybe on the older forums, the older server worlds, a master builder. That's a pretty special designation, and I would not hesitate to call my son a master builder. He comes up with the neatest things, and so I'm going to make sure that that he does some of his special builds and worlds for you. We've just been crazy busy now that school is back in session, and we have Cub Scouts every Monday night, and we've had something going on almost every weekend, including this weekend. We've got more stuff coming up this weekend, but hopefully we can get some of his Let's Plays in there as well. Check this out. This is really cool, this big expanse of rock. Now, of course, be careful underneath these, because, you can spawn all sorts of creepy crawlies underneath those. But this is just the neatest seed, and so I just had to share it with you. And sometimes that's all I do when I play is I'll just start a new world and start a new world and ooh, creepy music, until I find something that's just kind of really interesting like this. And when I saw this, I was just fascinated. And as I flew around, I kept finding more and more villages until I found the one that I make my home. And so, just wanted to share with you. And so, not the most exciting of my Let's Plays, but I like being able to share seeds with you. And the sun is going down, so that's my cue to say goodbye. We're going to keep this short. Enjoy the seed. Like to share these things with you, and have a good one.